2019 ACFD Recruit Academy is a combination of recruits from the Alameda County Fire Department and the Moraga-Orinda Fire District. During the 20-week academy, recruits learn about topics such as fire suppression, team building, hose operations, ladders, ventilation, emergency medical services, low-angle rope rescue, rescue systems, hazardous materials, firefighter survival, RIC, water rescue, driver operator, tiller training, fire prevention, auto extrication, and wildland firefighting. Join us as we take a look back at the 2019 ACFD Recruit Academy.
One word to me to describe the 2019 Fire Academy: wet.
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 Rain.
Inspiring.
Perseverance. Challenging.
Challenging.
Taxing.
Taxing.
Rewarding.
Rewarding.
Tenacious.
Alliance.
Humbling.
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 Grind. Long and tedious.
Brutal in all caps.
Grit.
Extensive.
Brotherhood. We were a really tight group. We went through a lot together. It was a long, really fun academy. The closest that we got, just working together day in and day out, spending every day together, eating lunch in the locker room, just really brought us together and formed that brotherhood that I'm excited to have for the rest of my career.
I have a lot of ownership with this group of guys, and I think they've done a really good job. I was probably more nervous for their testing than they were. They probably had no idea that us as instructors were really rooting for them, and we really want them to succeed. But at the same time, we want to, make sure that they can do the job correctly.
If that guy's over here at the door bringing more hose, and you got a kink at that corner, you got to pick that corner, right? So you may have to bump back down. You got to have that awareness, situation awareness in front and back at all times, right? Looking forward, looking back.
I think the biggest challenge for me was hose week. That was a long week, a wet week, very physically demanding.
Hose is heavy, it's wet, they end up being wet, and it's just work.
Push together! Get the funnel together, push! Pull it up.
It was challenging, it was exhausting, the days were super long. I believe it rained every single day.
Teamwork was the biggest part about getting through the smokehouse on the 2.5 evolution.
Yourself, move, get to the back. Let him know! Take those with you and go.
You needed to have your backup guy never stop pushing.
When you're backing him up, you have to hold the hose for him. You didn't look like you're doing that.
And you had to keep pushing the entire time, and you, in order to help him out, had to keep that nozzle pinned and not let it slide back on you. So without working together, you were gonna fail. You wouldn't succeed. So teamwork was a must to succeed in the smokehouse.
Nozzle ready! Nozzle ready! Go!
The most memorable part of the academy for me was team building day in San Francisco. It was very memorable for me because as a group we were still new together, and not everyone knew each other well yet, and everyone had different backgrounds, different experience levels.
Team building day, I really enjoyed that. Hiking the hills in San Francisco, carrying heavy objects. Being on the beach and, being there with the guys next to me, knowing that we were going to get through it together.
It really pushed us to our limits multiple times, and we worked together as a team to get through it. And you got to learn everyone's levels of what they're willing to take themselves to.
We believe you can do it. Come on, man. We believe you have the strength to do it.
Nose week is even no joke, dude. You don't want to be people. You want to push people, right? You want to push people.
Through the team building exercises, we were able to find common ground and work towards a common goal, and really brought us closer together to set us up for success for the remainder of the 21 weeks.
What helped me get through challenging times was coming home to talk about my experiences with my classmates. They were there to support me and to help me get through the challenging times during the academy.
The funnest part of the academy for me was the auto extrication portion. I think it was the funnest part because we had an unlimited supply of cars at the auto wreckers to be able to train on, and everyone got plenty of time hands-on with the tools.
A really fun and memorable experience that we had was visiting the kids at the San Leandro Boys and Girls Club. Something that really stuck out was just us all being on the basketball court together, playing basketball. Kids were bonding, everybody's running around, and we ended up being able to get one of our really athletically gifted recruits to dunk. And everybody went crazy. It was a really fun time, and I'm just looking forward to that we all get to continue to stay involved with the Boys and Girls Club in San Leandro.
The week I enjoyed the most was definitely when we received our RS1 certificate.
Moving.
I think it was a blend of a couple things during that week, but RS1, rappelling out of the tower, hanging upside down, plan. Like you're a Navy SEAL, it's pretty awesome.
As you start your career, just remember that this is just the beginning. The challenges will continue no matter where you are or whatever community you're representing. Be a student of the fire service. Continually invest in yourself, your education, and your training. And by doing so, you'll be able to represent your communities and be the best that you can be for yourself, your team, your community, and ultimately come home safe.
Starting on Friday.
First and foremost, I want to thank my wife. She's been amazing since the beginning when I wanted to make a career change. She was always there to support me all the way through medic school and getting through the Fire Academy. She's been amazing. Thank you, Erin. I love you so much. I'd also like to thank my parents and my brother. They've been very supportive and helpful, and they've always been there when I need them. And also my in-laws, they've also been very supportive. And I just want to say thank you to all my family for being there for me.
I'd like to thank my family, my mentors, and everyone else that's been behind me through this whole process. It's been a long road and everyone kept me positive the whole way through, and I'm here now.
I would like to thank my wife, Kelly, and my son, Grayson, for holding down the home front while I was in the academy. My former employer, CAL FIRE, for getting me to this point with my experience. My mom and dad, and then the Marine Corps. Thank you.
First thing I'd like to thank is my fiance Melissa and all my friends and family for being there, their love and support.
I'd like to thank my son for the support and understanding while going through this process. My parents, mom, dad, my sister, my girlfriend, the love and support you've given me throughout this whole process. My academy mates. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'd like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, and all my family that's been through this with me. I know for other organizations we've done this a couple times, and this is the last one, I promise. I want to thank my girlfriend, Delaney. She's helped out a lot through this academy. I want to thank my family up in Oregon. I feel like I kind of did this when they needed me most, and they've been extremely patient with me, and I really appreciate that. And I was part of an animal house where we had 6 guys, 6 recruits living together, and so those guys helped me a lot, motivate me every night. Hose week, ladder week, come home dead tired, and you just want to come home, take a shower, and go to bed, but you polish your boots and you iron your shirt, and they make sure you do that. So I really appreciate those guys, and fellow coworkers. worked for a previous organization, and I worked a lot of places where I was able to bring the knowledge and make some really good relationships and learn some things that helped me a lot through this process.
I would like to thank my fiance for her continued support throughout the academy. I would also like to thank my mom and dad especially, as well as the rest of my family and friends. Thank you very much for your support and continuing to check in on me, make sure I'm doing well in the academy. Thank you.
I want to thank my wife for having my back through this whole process from day one, working through trying to get this job, and for holding it down at home, taking care of everything while I was gone. Thank my kids for staying tough with dad being gone and not driving their mom too crazy. And I want to thank John and Maureen Forney for giving me a roof over my head during the whole academy and giving me support. All my family back in Hawaii for always having my back too and supporting me through the whole process. And to all the boys, 2019 Academy, see you guys out there.
There are so many people that I'd like to thank for allowing me to sit in this chair today and that helped me make it through this academy. A few of those people are Daniel, Thomas, Matthew, Ivan, Joey, and Jeffrey, as well as some close people to me, my girlfriend Chelsea, and my mother and father.
Mom, Dad, I want to thank you in particular for all the support and love that you've given me. There's no way that I would have been able to make it through this process or through medic school or even had any direction in where I wanted to take my life had you not been there as supportive parents my entire life, showing me even the simplicities of right and wrong. I want to thank Brian, Tony, all my close friends, everybody watching here for all the support that you've given me as well extensively through this academy, and Lord knows I would not have made it through any of this without all of your guys' support, so thank you all.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my brother John, aunts and uncles, the Betancourts, everyone that's been so supportive for me throughout this process, throughout the fire service, and have mentored me along the way.
I'd like to thank all my family and friends for the love and support throughout this whole journey, all my mentors for taking the time to help me out during all the processes I've been in, and my girlfriend for making this transition to the academy as easy as possible, and for giving me all the love and support. Thank you.
I'd like to thank all my friends and family, especially my mom and dad and sister Nicole, and my girlfriend Haley. Thank you very much and love you all.
I'd like to thank my wife Kat for all the constant support in getting this job over the last several years and throughout the last 21 weeks being home alone without me. I'd like to thank my mom and dad as well for the support and raising me right. I'd also like to thank Pete Tierney and Dusty Jives, who were previous captains I had with CAL FIRE.
First, I want to thank God for blessing me with this opportunity. I want to thank my parents and my in-laws for helping with the kids and with cooking, helping me out over the years, especially the last 6 months. I want to thank my little boy Jack for staying up late waiting for me and keeping me motivated during the last 6 months. And especially I want to thank my wife Katie for everything she's done. She's been at home with the kids, taking care of everything for me, so thank you.
I'd like to dedicate this academy to my wife Whitney and my children, Charlotte and Elijah. Also, I want to give thanks to my parents, my in-laws, and everyone who helped out with babysitting during the academy. Also to everyone who helped out with my training experience prior to this, Kelseyville Fire Department as well as Fairfield Fire Department. Thank you guys.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all my family and friends who've supported me to get here. My wonderful wife, Holly, and my beautiful children, Gemma, Joy, and Hunter. I'd like to thank my mother-in-law and father-in-law. You guys are wonderful. All my boys, Joey, Ivan, and of course Chris. This has been an amazing adventure, and I'm glad that we got to go through it together. I'd also like to thank the entire academy that's helped us all to get to where we're at today. Great group, and I'm looking forward to the next 30 years together with you guys.
I would like to thank my parents, my sisters, and my brothers. Ursula, thank you for all your support and motivation. Liana, thank you for everything. I would also like to thank all my cousins. Aaron, you've always been there for me. great inspiration and motivation as well. My mentors, Jason Orthman and David Cressman, thank you for everything. Brian Rodriguez and Kathy, thank you for all your support and motivation. I appreciate that. Love you all.
I'd definitely like to thank my mom and dad and my sister for being there for me over all these years. I'd especially like to thank my brother-in-law, who's been a bigger inspiration to me than he probably even knows. He's a firefighter paramedic and has been an amazing mentor to me over the years. And he's someone I respect and looked up to so much, and without him, I definitely would not be where I am today.
I'd like to thank my mom and my dad, Juan and Fabiola, and my sister Alexa for helping me out through this process. My family back at home in Fresno. I appreciate you guys supporting me along the way. The CAL FIRE family, my captains, senior firemen, any mentor that I've had during CAL FIRE to help me out through this process and getting me the days off for interviews and orientations. I appreciate you. Ashley for helping me out, packing my clothes and helping me out with getting ready for the next day. And the Zavala family as well. Appreciate you and thank you. Wouldn't be here without you guys.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, Jordan, my sister for pushing me and giving me all kinds of support and getting me to where I wanted to be. I want to thank all the mentors that have helped me get here. I want to thank all the guys in the Animal House, because without you guys I would have never been able to do this. And I want to thank all the guys of 19.
I'd like to thank God and my parents for all the opportunities throughout my life and their support. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for her continuous support in yet another academy. And I'd like to thank a number of my friends over the years that I've worked with, had the privilege of working with, all the support they've given me. And then lastly, all the boys at the Wainwright Animal House for the continued late night study sessions up till 1 in the morning. I couldn't got through this experience without you guys.
I'd like to thank my girlfriend Amanda for all the ironing she did, my friends and family, my brothers in the academy, and all my brothers at Dixon Fire Department who gave me the foundation to be successful in this academy.
I'd like to thank my family and friends and everyone that helped me get here, especially my mom for just helping me along the way. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother and sister, as well as my girlfriend for all their help and support throughout this academy.
I would like to first and foremost thank my beautiful fiancée Maddie for her endless love and support through such a long process. I'd like to thank my family for helping raise me into the man I am today. I gotta give a massive thank you to my guys at the Animal House. We always kept each other in check, and living so far away, I honestly couldn't have gone through this academy if it weren't for that house and those guys.
So I'm gonna count you down. 3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right.
Stop.
All right. I'd like to thank all my friends and family, especially my mom and dad and sister Nicole, and of course my girlfriend Haley for pushing me all throughout this academy. I screwed that up so bad.
In the second half of the week, God dang it. All right.
I have all this stuff to do, you know?
Perfect.
I'm just
Great.
I'll take it. There you go.
In the second half of the week, the recruits practice. Oh my.
This guy's got the biggest chin in the academy. Look at this. Huge.
Dude,
Look at this tiny.
Dude, your chin just, it sags so
I seen-
much, dude.
What is the one word to describe the academy?
One word to me, considering that we started the academy off jumping into the San Francisco, I messed that up. One word to me to describe the 2019 XAL Academy.
Fire Academy.
Oh,
instead
Fire
of XAL,
Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, fire. One word to me to describe the Fire Academy is considering that
2019.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You're on a roll, man.
Ah, dang it. All right.
You're good.
All right.
So if you could describe this year's academy in using one word, what would that word be?
think about it for a second?
Right! Face! Step up! Alright, hey, who messed up? A minute ago. What'd you say? Did I hear an from somebody? Yes, sir. I did. Why? You messed up, sir. Because you messed up, so you say ears. Oh, sir! Did I say when you guys mess up, say No, sir! What did I say? I say keep your mouth shut, your eyeballs locked straight forward, and your thumbs on your trousers seam. Did I not? Yes, sir!
So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife, my beautiful wife, Holly. I've missed her so much during the academy, but thank you so much for the support. And everybody that supported me along the way to get here.
All right. Yeah, I think it's just a little too long.
All right.
Believe this is crazy. In the second half of week 12, the recruits traveled to Fremont's training tower, where they practiced extinguishing live fire, ventilating. Oh my God! I think I'm broken out. I'm having a stroke. I'm literally stroking.
And then your dedication, pause in the beginning and hold it until I say cut. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I thought I was waiting until you said cut. Oh, never mind. My bad. I'm sorry.
Cut after you.
I got you. After I'm done. Get out of here, Hendrix. Get out of here. No.
All right.
You ready? What did the recruits do in the second part?
In the second hack. Oh my God. It's definitely Friday.